I woke up. I wasn't at home when I woke up. I had to drive home in the rain. I had to put lotion on. I guess it was actually a pretty standard morning. It wasn't too crazy when I think about it, but I thoroughly enjoyed my morning so far.
To be honest with you, you don't take me as a black guy that uses lotion.
What? You see my skin?
Yeah, I do. I'm just being honest, Kirk. I'm sorry. You just there's certain guys that just don't use lotion. This guy,
Okay.
like especially in like the winter time, like dudes
Yeah.
don't they only lotion the visible parts.
Really? Yeah, that's I was just talking about this last night. Like that's one of my it's a very refreshing feeling. Like especially hop out the shower, pop lotion all over my place. It's I like hydrating my body. I have like
Yeah,
special lotions. I'm a little offended. I'm a little offended.
a lot of guys only lotion like their legs and arms in the summertime, and then rest of the year they just letting it rock out. They don't do no moisturizing.
Bro, you gotta get the back of the hands, you gotta get the neck. Those are things that like are more susceptible to kind of like drooping down later on in life. But yeah, I lotion up. I get the face. I typically I get compliments on my skin, so I'm a little surprised as I deemed as a not a lotion person.
I thought it was just genetics is why you had that skin.
I mean that too. And shout out to my mom, but like yeah, that's a shout out to my mom because she hooks me up with like the lotions too. Like she'll be like,
Yeah,
oh, I got this, but I'm not really using it, and then she'll just give my brother and I just different lotions and like skincare treatments.
that's hilarious. I used to be one of the guys that only lotion arms and legs in the
Uh,
summer. It used to be me.
yeah,
But I had to stop because I had a bad eczema outbreak a few years ago.
yeah.
Doctor was like, "Yeah, you gotta lotion everything with your kind of skin." I was like, "Okay."
Uh,
So
are you doing like prescribed creams? Are you doing cocoa butter?
at first I was using like this shea butter strictly for eczema people lotion, you know what I mean? I was using that. But it don't smell good. So I'll be using the smell good stuff now.
You ever? I don't know if you ever had this because I had eczema as a kid. Like bad, like it was worse off. Like there's still elements of it. But my mom, I think a doctor told her this. I think she would put Crisco all over my body. Like I'd lay in bed and she put Crisco all over. And when you mentioned smell, it was the worst because I would just smell like off-brand butter for like a
Mhm.
day, and then I'd be like, oh, I can't lay in the bed because then the bed's gonna smell like butter. And it was just a whole ordeal to the point where I was like, I'm okay with feeling like a crocodile. Like I don't want this to be the feeling. If this is what it means to be hydrated, count me out.
My grandma did the same thing to my little brother. Like my little brother is half African. So
Mm.
he ash different. You know what I mean? Like
African Ash.
yeah, my grandma used to put the grease on them. You know what I'm saying? The vegetable oil.
Oh goodness. Yeah, it wasn't a great feeling. It really was a smell that did for me. I didn't like feeling so greasy. On the flip side, no one could catch me, so I was very slippery on that end. So
You're mad
I was
elusive.
yeah. The intruders could not get me. After my mom greased me up, I was like, all right, I'm out of here. She tried to get me to like come back, like, no, Kirk, I need to get the rest of your body. I'm like, nope, soup, and just run out.
Flip right on out. I remember that my first year of college, I had a white roommate. And white people, up until this point, I didn't know a lot of white people, especially white dudes, just don't lotion at all. Like
Yeah.
they don't. I didn't know. You know what I mean? And the first day, I remember like the first day I actually took like a real shower, and I was just like lotioning my whole body. And he looked at me, he's like, "Dude, what are you doing?" It's just like I'm just putting on lotion. You know what I mean? And like I realized, like I feel like the only time he's ever lotioned anything was to like probably masturbate. So he probably thought I was going to town. He probably thought
Wow, you're lathering the whole body for this.
on
This
the first night.
property box. Welcome to Proper Ebonics. Welcome, Proper Ebonics.
Building, we're in the building.
Out there, man. I don't want to interrupt you from the. Do you want to take some time to message your children, or is
Oh,
everything
I'm
cool?
good. I'm good. Do your thing. I'm good.
Yeah. Oh, you want to see me do my thing?
No, no, I take that.
Watch this. A one, a two.
Oh my gosh.
That was me doing my thing right there.
Oh my God, I
Uh,
can't believe you had that planned.
yeah. It's
Oh my God, that was so cool.
yeah, man. I got a wand.
What happened? Like you been had that in your sleep for like 20 minutes.
Talk about 20 hours, bro. I've been I've been practicing that trick all week. That's
Yeah.
yeah, man. So I some people may know I've always wanted a wand. It's just been kind of my thing. It'd be the kind of nice thing to have around, make me feel good. Visually, it's kind of nice to having that there. And last week I was able to go into a shop at Peddler's Village. Shout out to them. I found
I
the
love Peddler's
wand.
Village. My stepmom was talking about Peddler's Village at Thanksgiving. She's like, we gotta go to Peddler's Village.
Yeah, no, I never really have heard of it before. Like I know like Kitchen Kettle and all that stuff. For those listen in Albania and all that, this is places in Pennsylvania. Peddler's Village went up there, kind of passed through, and then it was like, oh, let's go to Peddler's Village. My honey dip and I, you know what it is. And then we went to Peddler's Village, and there's so many different shops, and it was going to be a thing where we were going to stay there for maybe like an hour or so before getting dinner. We had reservations elsewhere, and then we ended up just staying like 6 hours there. And during that 6 hours, found a wand. So it's been nice.
I can't wait. I think you're. This is what I predict. I predict like you're like venturing farther and farther away from actual stand up and just becoming a magician. Like I
Ah,
feel like
that's
I
funny.
feel like one day on the flyer is going to say magician Kirk Griffiths.
Magician Keith. That's. I think it would be a fun thing to incorporate, but I don't know if I don't know performance wise. I don't know if I would get the same. It'd be different. I can't say because I've never done it before. I never performed like magic in front of people, or even like doing the puppeteer stuff to that extent. Whereas like stand up, it's like, yeah, I know this. Like this is where I'm comfortable at. So we'll see though. Who knows? Maybe I'll like let some doves out or something like that for one of my closers.
You gotta let Darius let the doves out.
Darius, who let the doves out? Darius. That's who. Yeah.
That's a I like that. Who let the doves out? It could be like funeral theme music.
um, that's I gotta get comfortable. I gotta take my jacket off. I thought I was like running a little late, so like I like zoomed in, put the stuff in the fridge, and ran over here. I didn't have my undershirt on or anything like that. Taking the jacket off.
Where are you coming from?
It's coming from Parksburg, Pennsylvania, towards the Lancaster area. Um, and yeah, man, you without going too crazy into the details, your boys booed up and all that. So that's I was over, just hanging with my boo thing.
Ooh, ooh, they blushing.
Yeah.
Hey, we ain't got to get too deep into it because I know how you very personal. That's why I appreciate you. I think we're both very personal people. I
Mm.
think, I think there's a an art to being an artist and staying personal and not staying private.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think just I've always kind of had a little bit of that where I'm kind of just more on the private side, which people don't really understand. The like you could still be like a public performer and still have many aspects of your life on the private side. I'm also excited to like note that too. Like, oh yeah, I got someone you care about and all that. So that's cool.
yeah, that is cool. That's why I like the same thing my kids were telling me. They were like, "Dad, you got." We went to took some. I never take pictures with my kids. Like never. My daughters hate taking pictures with me, but we took some pictures. And I was like, I think I might upload these to Instagram, but then I'd be breaking my privacy clause.
Uh, like Instagram has like you on your stories, you could do the close friends thing. I wonder if they ever thought to do like a close friends for the page. Like, oh, these are people I'm close with. They could see these certain photos, but people I'm not close with, beat it. They could only see the public performances and the hanging out with the groups.
Facebook has that sort of you can make posts visible to certain people.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, wild. What would be, how crazy would it be if like one of us had one of those? Like, say if I had a private page on my Instagram and you're only seeing like parts of, for whatever reason I didn't include you in it, and I just have a bunch of pages, just me doing a bunch of magic tricks, and then it's really just me just hyping myself up and getting ready to present you with my actual magic.
At first, I'd be sad, like, "Oh, Kirk didn't let me be a part of the
Yeah.
back behind the scenes." But then the reason why you didn't let me be behind the scenes, I'd be like, oh, that's so sweet of
because
you.
it was for you.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's like having an OnlyFans, but not letting your partner in it because you're learning tricks for them. I get it.
Yeah, I don't know if it works like that. That's that'd be kind of wild. That's speaking of like boo things and all that stuff and holiday season coming around. Shout out to Kwanzaa real quick. One thing that we want to talk about, and I think people are very curious about, gift giving. Gift giving. A lot of people are doing that around this time for their friends, family members, their male persons. What? Well, who do you prioritize when it comes to gift giving? Like, what's when you think of like, oh man, Christmas is rolling around. I gotta like start thinking of ideas. Do you go to the family members? Do you go to your mom? Do you go to your brother? Do you go to your significant other? What's the process for you?
Holidays for me are easy because I have kids.
Oh,
Meaning,
that's right. Yeah.
I ain't got to get nobody nothing but them.
Yeah.
Not, and it's like, yo, I got kids. You understand? Like, I can't afford it. They come first. Like, I don't have to. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
my girl, my kids. Outside of that, like, I'll see y'all. I'll show y'all love. If I have extra money, I could get you something. But I'm not like I don't have to do anything. That's one of the benefits of having kids. People know you ain't got the bread.
I see. I
Yeah.
see.
What
Yeah,
about you?
that's why I need to get kids. I'm sick of getting my brother stuff. It's uh,
No, it balances out though because you don't have to buy your brother stuff all throughout the year.
I know, right?
Just Christmas.
It's yeah, I always make kind of like a short list because for me it's like immediate family. If I'm dating someone, and pretty much that's it. Like I'm not really, I don't really get my friends stuff. Like shout out to Ray, but I've never gotten him a Christmas gift. May break him off at a text or something like that. But yeah, in terms of prioritization, it's more so just like people in the immediate circle, and then I usually maybe 2 weeks prior I'll hit up Marshalls, and everyone's gonna get some sort of Marshall brand, which I did in the year 2020, and that was a hot Christmas. Everyone loved what they got.
Yeah, I don't think I ever thought about that. Like I've never ever been an adult without kids. So like
Mm,
I had kids at 19. So it's like I don't know what regular people do. Like my family knows to not expect anything from me.
really?
That's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, they got your presents, and then not sense you show up, and it's like, oh, well, Alan's here. That's always a nice thing.
right. And my parents even say, like, we don't it's not even about you. We don't even want to see you. Like if I came to their house without my kids, they'd be like, why are you here?
Uh, yeah, yeah, that's I hear that's a part of it too. When like whenever you have kids, it's like, oh, we want to see the children as well. Thanksgiving, that was I know that was a little flashback about a week ago, but it was essentially that. It was like just a bunch of adults eating food. Felt different. I don't know. It feels those like major holidays feel different when there's no kids around.
I don't know.
I wasn't crazy about Thanksgiving this year. There, I said it. It
Was
was
it the food?
fine. What's up?
Was it the food?
No, the food was fine. It was my mom made stuff. It was fine. It was just I was just kind of the my battery ran low after maybe the 2 hour mark, but then I committed to doing laundry, so I had to stay an extra like 2 hours after my battery ran low, like my social battery. So I was just like, and then you feel bad because it's like, oh, well, you should be spending time with your family. You should be cherishing these moments. But your boy had a little bit difficulty with cherishing the moments. In fact, he took a nap for the later hours. So I don't know if you ever get like that. There's times where it's like, oh, you should be doing this or enjoying the time with
Mhm.
this particular person or like these family members, but you're just like, I'm not really that thrilled or enthralled right now. I kind of just want to balance.
No,
You, you don't
nope.
feel that one.
I don't. Nope. Those are people. Maybe because I don't see my family that much.
Yeah.
You gotta, you gotta see. Like I teach my kids that. You know, when you're a kid, you don't really want to be at family gatherings. You just want to go home, be a kid, whatever. Like it's like, yo, you gotta this day, you gotta just tough it out this day, and then one more day next month, and
All
then
right.
and then you can do whatever you want the rest of the year. But you just gotta tough it out these
Yeah.
days. You gotta tough
No,
it out.
it's a good thing to instill, and usually I like to think I'm of that mind, but for whatever reason, the last 2 hours it was just like, it was also my stepdad started doing like these noises that he would always. It's he has like I don't know if it's a tick or it's just like he's very just gets very kind of loud, and everyone I started seeing more and more ticks from like my mom and him, and it just reminded me, it brought me back to like living there as like a younger adult, and I think for whatever reason that kind of like that piqued my anxiety a little bit, and I was like, I gotta balance. I can't spend too much time right now. um that my mom lost my yearbook, so I was a little annoyed about that too.
It's in the house somewhere though. It's in the house somewhere, Kirk.
Yeah,
We'll,
that's
we'll find it. We'll find
yeah,
it.
yeah, that's
But what what type of noises are you talking about that your stepdad does? I'm
I can't
interested.
even replicate it. It's just gonna annoy me. But like just like very like over exaggerated laughs. Like a little bit. Yeah, that's a little bit. A lot of those, and just I think that kind of brought me back a little bit. Like, which it's not the worst thing. The dog bit me within like 5 minutes of being there, and it's very much like they're of the mind. I mean, shout out to snorkels or whatever, but like they're like, oh, it's just like a little nibble. It did not nibble me. It bit me. Like my hand was bit from the dog, and it's just they kind of let the dogs do whatever. But it was fine. I'm gonna be hanging with my mom again, taking her to Longwood Gardens on Monday. So we'll see how that is.
All right. All right. Cool. I was interested to see about the sounds from your stepdad because my daughter was telling me about they realized that the special education room in her middle school, and she
Yeah,
told me she was like, "Hey, Dad, in the basement they have like a room, where there's kids, that aren't like us normal kids." And she was telling me about it, and she was saying that the one kid always comes in the hallway and just like hums real loud.
yeah.
So like and that made me think about it because she said that like her friend came into the hallway one day and was like, "Who is that singing?" And she was like, "No, that's not a song."
That's not fair. That's yeah. That's a way to leave your mark, sort of thing. Of like, oh yeah, but we know that you're in the room. You have your signature hum. Uh, we know
Yeah,
you're
so
there.
I don't know if your stepdad had a hum. Wasn't sure.
That's he may have a hum. That may be the thing. He may just have a hum, and and I'm just mixing it up with like a thing that he does to deliberately annoy me. But possibly not. One thing that I'm seeing people talk about a lot, and some people are taking it as a note of irritation, are these Spotify wrap ups.
Hmm.
Have you indulged in the Spotify wrap up for this year?
I don't have Spotify.
Ah, I see.
I do think it's pretty cool how they have the wrap ups looking like festivals.
Yeah,
I think that's cool.
yeah. That's 'cause I think there's two of them now. Because I've seen that one where it's like I don't that one's like unofficially not Spotify. It's like they link with Spotify and then it shows it like these are like the festival days. Almost looks like a Firefly flyer. Then Spotify has the ones where it's like it takes in all the things that you've been listening to for the last year.
Right.
I don't know how accurate it is though, honestly. I don't know, like I had mine and it was like it would seem like all things that I played in the beginning of the year and nothing after August. Like
Mm.
there was no like Heim, there was no like Mambo number five, like there was nothing like that. It was just like it was all West Side Gun, Run the Jewels. Kanye made an appearance. And I know,
Oh,
right?
your
It's like, oh,
top
I guess I
artist for
can't
the
share this
year?
one. What's up?
Your top artist for the year?
Yeah,
He's been trashed for like three.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I didn't play Kanye. That's why I was making a note of myself. Like, I feel like it hasn't really been a Kanye year, yet he's number two on the list. I'm like, I don't know how accurate that is, but I,
That's that's anti-Semitic that Kanye is
uh,
number 2 on your Spotify wrap up.
yeah, I was like, oh, geez, this is Spotify maybe messing with me on this one. And that's who knows? Maybe it kind of just kind of plays in the background. Maybe just while I'm sleeping, Spotify just plays Kanye. But
Like
it's
the Kirk's ASMR is Kanye songs and Hitler speeches.
I know it's just Kanye interviews. I was thinking about that on the way here. I was like, man, are we going to talk about Kanye? um,
You already know how I stand. You know, like we ain't got
yeah, we
whatever,
did
whatever.
you see the most recent interview though?
You know I seen the clips. You know
Yeah.
that boy said that that boy said Alex Jones is like, I know you just like the uniforms, not the person. And he was like, no, I love it. I was like, yo,
Sheesh.
he was like, he's done so much for me. I love him. I love me some Hitler. Mm-mm-mm.
Gosh, yeah, that one's a very rough one to. I mean, all of it's been kind of rough, but this one in particular, it's like, oh goodness, all
No,
right.
don't do that. Nope. I'm not letting you get away with that, Kirk.
What do you mean?
It's all been rough. That shit he said about black people choosing slavery, all the
Hmm.
stuff he's been doing, it's all been rough. I don't want to get into this. Oh, this one though. This is the
No,
one
no,
that takes
no,
the cake. No, no, no.
no. Well, to the extent of like hearing someone the association of like Hitler and Nazis being good sort of thing, that's like a more overt in your face sort of one. That's what I mean by that. Of like that's beyond like, hey, I'm just alluding to certain things and as he's been doing for the
Bro
past few
said,
months regarding
bro,
the anti-Semitism.
bro said George Floyd wasn't murdered. We
Oh,
watched
that's
we watched it on tape. George Floyd was murdered. He said George Floyd wasn't murdered. That's why George Floyd family wants to sue him. He's done a bunch of things. Yes, this right here is crazy. But I'm not like, okay, now he's over the edge. Like no. Like he's been there.
mm,
So like, yes, this is wild. He's out of line. Yeah, but it ain't like, okay, now Kanye's going too far. Like, nah. Like I feel like he's been there.
mm. Yeah, no, well, I guess we'll kind of determine to see where he takes it from here. But
Yeah.
this is yeah, this is I think a lot of people are kind of more and more people rather just kind of not it's becoming harder and harder to become an active fan of Kanye. Um, I don't know how many people are active fans of Jerry Jones, but he too had had a little bit of an incident within the last week or so. What does he coach? Is it Cowboys that he's the owner of?
He's the owner of the Dallas Cowboys since 1989. Yeah,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think he got his money from oil. I think.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, I guess a photo came out of him and a group of people, um, seemingly, I didn't get the full context of it, but seemingly yelling and mocking black students as they try to enter an establishment. And it was during segregation times. And they got him on there of like he's one of the people that are in the background of the group.
So it was a mob.
Mm.
Was a group. It was a mob of people that were trying to deter black kids who were integrating the first black kids to integrate a school in Alabama. The mob was there to deter them, to scare them, to say racist things to them. And Jerry Jones was a teenager in the mix. And
Mm.
there's a photo of him there. That's him in the picture. Like it's like a famous photo, like one of them photos you see of kids like black kids holding their books, going through a big crowd of white people. He's one
Yeah.
of them people. He's one of them people.
He's been in textbooks before. We just didn't realize it was him.
That's a fact. Like you've
Yeah.
seen this picture, like everyone's seen this picture, and you zoom in, and you're like, oh, wow. I wonder who found this.
Yeah, that's do you feel like it's similar to the Kanye one in the sense of like it doesn't really change anything? We've already known that this person has been maybe a little bit more reckless in the past sort of thing. Or is this one kind of like oh, I can't believe that he's in this?
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it, but I'm not surprised. He was an old white man from Alabama. Like I don't that doesn't surprise me. He said like I know he said disparaging things about Kaepernick. He said you know, he's never had a black head coach for his team. Not a
Uh,
coincidence. Like he's not like I'm not surprised by any of this. You know what I mean? Like
no.
it makes sense. He's 14 in the 60s in Alabama. He's white. Like
Do you think he comes out with an apology? Do you think he
no,
addresses it?
no. What? He don't have to. There's already people like Stephen A. Smith, black people that's like caping for him. Like,
Oh, really?
he was 14. It was so long ago. It's like, bro, Emmett Till died when he was 14. What's that? What are you talking about? What does that matter?
Yeah.
Like, when I was 14, I wasn't yelling racist things at the Asian kids trying to come to my school. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I knew better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's That's why the Stephen A. Smith is doing that. I guess I'm not too surprised by that too. I feel like a lot of times it's less about feels like sometimes it's less about race and more just about money of like in terms of like groups of people. So like Stephen A. Smith, he may relate to someone like a Jerry Jones, which I'm sure he's like astronomically wealthier, but it's like, oh yeah, that person, I relate to them more than a group of people are like the idea of segregation. So in that way, it doesn't surprise me too much to hear that he may have kind of backed them a bit.
He's friends with Jerry Jones.
Mm,
He's friends with him. They get along. And you know how people be like, "Oh, that's my friend." I know him. He's not like that. He's my
yeah,
friend. How could he be my friend and also be in this mob? This is like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's corny. Like, it wouldn't surprise me, man. It's straight. All the football team owners is racist. Like, they're called owners. Like,
Yeah, well, yeah. That's what do you do in that situation? Like, say you're friends with someone, and then you find out that they're in a photo similar to that, like in 1997. They're like 14 years old, and they were trying to deter Black, Asian, and Dominican people from entering a bounce house. What do you do in that situation?
all right, so look, my homie is white. My road dog, the right hand man, is white. And if a picture of him surfaces like beating up some black kids trying to enter a school or something like that, yeah, I mean we can't rock like that.
Mm,
Can't rock like that. Like, nah, bro. Like, all right, yeah, this is who you are. Like this, how do I explain this? People learn and people grow, but I think certain things is just like you know what's right and wrong. Like you 14 years old. You know that I don't know. Like
you must
I'm
have.
telling you, if I was if I was in Stephen Smith's situation and Jerry Jones my friend, I can't rock with you.
Yeah.
That's just yeah. I'm saying if my homie a picture service to him, like doing something like this, I can't rock with you. Like how could I rock with you knowing that you nah, I just can't. Could you?
Uh, I'm trying to think of like I'm looking at a photo of my buddy Nathan, who I've known since I was 10 over there, and like if there was anything like that, it would definitely make things different. I think in my mind I would want to make things work, but it would be hard. I don't know if I'd give like a straight up yes no. I think I would make an effort and to understand, but I could also see it making a permanent difference in our rapport of like, oh wow, that's something you did in the past, and I'm sure you've grown and all that. But I definitely see you in a different light.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I couldn't like a friend to me is someone that I trust with my life.
Yeah.
Can't trust you with my life knowing that I couldn't. You know what I mean? Because look at how you treat black people.
Mm.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. No, so no, it'd be a no for me, dog. Like,
Uh,
mm-mm. And then LeBron James brought up a good point. He said he was, he get the press post game interviews every game, every time, and he said he was like, "How come nobody asked me about Jerry Jones?"
yeah. I
He was
saw
like,
that.
"You guys ask me about Kanye, ask me about Kyrie every day. Why nobody bring up Jerry Jones?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how I found out about it. From that's honestly how I found out. I was like, oh, what's that? And I put in Jerry Jones, and the first thing came up was Jerry Jones photo. I was like, what could this photo be about? And without even getting context, I saw it. I was like, oh, I know what it's about. That's
hmm
yeah. Shout out to him for that. That's a pretty cool. I feel pretty cool way to use that platform.
that's one thing LeBron going to do. LeBron definitely going to talk. Honestly, I think that LeBron going to talk about the issues that's going on in the world. I think he may do it a little bit too much, like a little bit.
You're
Like,
saying that LeBron should just dribble? Is that what you're saying? Is that?
no, I'm saying he should dribble then pass. Okay, no. Um, I feel like how do I say this? Because like I thought about it before. Like, yeah, he can give his perspective on things. They ask him questions and stuff. But I feel like sometimes he'll like go out of his way to talk about things he has no idea what he's talking about.
Really?
And I'd be like, "Why?" I'm like, "Bro, you ain't had to say that. Like, you ain't had to say nothing about that. Yeah, I mean, you could
Like,
have just." I'm trying to
is it
think of an
usually like
example.
social rights, or is he like talking about like recycling? Like,
It'd be like it'd be like dumb stuff because listen, he every day he got something he's getting interviewed and he's always and listen, I credit him for trying to speak up for social issues and all that. But I'll be watching sometimes. I'll be like, man, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, Like, there's no way you know about everything. It's impossible.
It's
You know what I mean? Like, he's not like what's the dude, the physicist? He's not like Neil
Neil deGrasse.
deGrasse.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows about everything. You're like, it's LeBron James. Like, bro didn't even go to like, come on, man. Like, I don't know. I rock with LeBron because he always sticks up for black people. He speaks his mind. But I'll be watching like, come on, I know you BSing right now.
It's, you don't know about the dolphins in Antarctica. What do you mean we got to save them?
You're talking about save the Pelicans. We ain't talking about the New Orleans Pelicans. We're talking about the ones in the Gulf of Mexico. You know what I mean? It's like, no, he don't. I don't know, man. But it's just funny. It's something that I noticed. But I rock with LeBron. I want him to keep speaking up. But
In
yeah,
this case, it was for good because for some of
yeah.
me that did not know about it, it actually brought some attention to it, and he made a good point too of like them constantly asking about like the bigger names, particularly like black artist names, but not about like, oh, here's someone that's within sports and has like a photographic like proof of them doing something kind of wild.
You know what's crazy? You even said like talking about someone not as big as Kyrie. Jerry Jones might be bigger than Kyrie. Like Jerry
Oh
Jones
yeah,
been around for
yeah.
30 years.
I would,
Owns America's team.
how are we defining? I mean, bigger in the sense of like hot topic ones, like Kyrie, Kanye, hot topic, like in the news sort of thing. Jerry Jones is like laying low because of this, because people aren't really talking about it as much. But in terms of like bigger and been around longer, yeah, I'd say Jerry Jones. Like he's especially in the sports world.
Yeah, for sure. It's it's that white privilege though. You just skate through. I mean, not even gotta address your stuff. For black people, we gotta Kyrie been on the hot seat all year, it seemed like. You know what I mean? So
He's made it back,
it's,
right? He's like he did he play again?
yeah, no, it's funny too, because he's back, but like the interviewers, they trying to like one reporter asked him after the game, like, so how do you feel about like Christmas? Like already knowing like he don't celebrate no holidays. He don't,
Yeah.
and he gave like his answers like, I want everyone to enjoy their time with whatever they're doing in life. Like
Yeah.
this blanket. That's all you're gonna get from him from now on. Just blanket statements. Y'all not gonna twist my words no more.
Yeah. No, I get that, man. I get that.
Yeah, man. Because like all he did was post a link. He posted a link.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have posted the link. Shouldn't have posted it.
Yeah.
He did post it.
You still
But
can get it. You could you could still go on Amazon and purchase that link. Like you could go in there.
did you see that Amazon put a statement out saying we're not taking it down? Like
Yeah.
it's somebody watches this, we're not taking it down. Who are we to say that we can't? You know what I mean? That's like freedom of speech. It's a movie.
We gotta ban Amazon from the game. That's what we gotta do. We gotta make Amazon do sensitivity training, donate a bunch of money.
Donate to the all the the anti-Semitism organization. Nope. Amazon billions and billions of dollars, but they want Kyrie's money.
Yeah, I was about to say it's just gonna go right back into Amazon probably. Um, real quick, let's get in to some prop suggestions.
I don't know if I said this last week. If I did, come up because I can come up with another one.
Hmm.
But Deion Cole,
Deion Cole?
Deion Cole dropped a new special.
I don't think he did.
Okay, good. That I like Deion Cole. Deion Cole dropped a new special. It's on Netflix. You know what I mean? Deion Cole don't miss. He's one of them black guys that write. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He did Def Comedy Jam, but he a writer. He not a dancing performer. He's a writer, and he has a bit right. He's been doing it for 20 some years, where he brings a pad of paper on stage, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna try some jokes out on y'all," and he'll like read his pad. If he get a good reaction, he'd be like, "Yeah, that was good. That was good." And if he don't get a good reaction, he'd be like, "Nah." So he pulled that out on this special. So it was happy to see him pull out his old little
Oh, he did that all in the special?
old bit. Yeah, he used to do it all. He used to do it a long time ago, but he pulled it out on the special. It was dope to see. So if y'all got time, check out Deion Cole. I think it's called Charlene's Boy. His mama.
Charlene's Boy.
Mama.
Okay.
Charlene's
Huh.
Boy. Yeah.
I've always like I first heard Deion Cole when Conan did his TBS show. Deion Cole was one of the writers there, and he was one of the first stand-ups to do like a monologue. Like, you know, they sometimes do a musical act and switch it up. He did that, and that was like my introduction to him, and always enjoyed him from there. He's always been good.
Yeah, he's great writer. Yeah, definitely Conan was good, but that's no longer around.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Conan.
They canceled it. Didn't they cancel Conan?
I feel like Conan would just leave. I feel like Conan probably
Not
didn't get
canceled,
canceled.
not canceled, but they ended the show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I
Yeah.
think he may have just ended and he does like a monthly show or like a podcast. I haven't been on my Conan tip as much, but like he used to be my guy growing up.
Mm.
But yeah, whatever he's doing, good luck to him. Prop suggestion: check out Conan. Uh, um, a prop suggestion for this one is going to be I don't know if you ever have this situation where it's like you have a show lined up and then the show gets canceled.
Mm.
Show gets canceled, perhaps like the day of sort of thing. My prop suggestion is to just note that that's fine. Note that that's fine. And if a show does get canceled, there's a high chance you're just going to get rebooked to do that show again.
Yeah.
So if you're on shows and maybe you're excited about it or whatever and it gets canceled, don't worry about it. I shouldn't say all at the time because I don't fully know, but in my experience, if a show gets canceled, typically you're gonna get rebooked for that show. So be cool about it. I think sometimes people in those situations they may kind of react negatively and may kind of act out a bit. Uh, don't do that. Don't do that. It'll be fine for the most part.
Is that what you did?
Yeah, I was wild out. I showed up to the venue. I was like, no, I'm performing comedy. And then I attempted to tell jokes to the servers. They had to escort me out. And lo and behold, I'm not going to be rebooked for that show again because I wild out. But I've learned from my mistakes. And no, but I did. There was a show that was canceled this week. Shout out to Fergie's Pub, the comedy off the leash. I guess like the bar itself, like the register system went
Yeah.
down.
Oh,
And
wow.
literally as I was in the car, like about to get on the road, I got a call noting that like, hey, I know you're coming in from Downingtown, so don't drive up. And it was perfect timing. So I was like, all right, a free night, sure, I'll take it. A free Wednesday night, why not?
Yeah. So of course, what you did was you went to other comedy shows. Duh.
I did not. No. If I was in the city, perhaps, yeah, but like I was like, well, I'm already home, sort of thing like that. So it would have been beneficial maybe hit up like another mic. It was kind of late by then. I don't know if
It
there was
was
any.
Thanksgiving Eve, right?
No, it was this Wednesday, the one that just passed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I think Helium had a mic on Thanksgiving Eve, actually.
It is.
Yeah, they have the Ryan Foster one. They had it on Wednesday instead of the Thursday. Which it's like a showcase, but I think there's like a mic afterwards. But nonetheless, it was this Wednesday. Instead, I stayed home and Googled gift ideas for the people in my life, and made very little progress. So,
Oh, listen, I gotta get on that. I gotta get my gift ideas together for my kids. I gotta get on that.
uh,
I feel you.
do kids still like yo-yos?
Nope. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Kids want stuff that's more expensive than anything I have.
Oh, what if you get them
Yeah,
like a really pricey yo-yo?
they're gonna be like, this ain't no unless that yo-yo got a tablet built into it, they don't want it.
But damn, you gotta like get a yo-yo yourself and like do some walk the dogs and all that stuff and show them some cool tricks. And then they'll be like, oh, I kind of want to get a yo-yo. Then don't
Yeah,
get them the yo-yo. It'll just make them want the yo-yo more for next year.
bro. I used to be a beast with the yo-yo. I used to walk the dog, rock the cradle. I used to do all that. I used to be a beast. Yeah, man.
I
That brought
used
back
to kick the
memories.
cat. I love the names that they had for yo-yo ones. That's yeah, yo-yos. I just remembered that recently, like my love for yo-yos as a kid. They were so nice. That's uh it's interesting. I don't know if kids are still playing with yo-yos. I feel like they're not.
No,
I feel like that's not popping off.
they're not. They're not. But I don't want to say the show. I want to go back to your show getting canceled.
Hmm,
I That's one of the worst feelings I've ever had in comedy is having to cancel
really.
the show the day of,
Having to cancel or having it be canceled?
having to cancel it. Like
Yeah, that's not a good feeling.
I'm telling you, like I've had it happen multiple times where
Really?
it was this one venue, West Philly, uh, Mill Creek Tavern.
Mill Creek Tavern.
Mill Creek Tavern. I had a show, Mill Creek Tavern, every week. The second week, he double booked my show. I was like, how you double book a weekly show, bro? Like,
Oh,
it's my
wait, this
second.
this. Oh, you said West Philly because I was about to say there's the one upstate too. The one, it was like it was like a restaurant towards the Poconos that you were running a few shows within this
Oh,
year.
oh yeah. No, no, not that. I didn't have to cancel those. I just stopped doing those.
That was one where like, because I was on it, it was like a
Did I
double book
cancel?
one.
I canceled the show on you?
I remember sent you a flyer of like, hey, it looks like they're doing a comedy show the exact same time. And then I think it was like they canceled both shows. Like it
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
like, yeah.
I remember. Yeah, I had to cancel that too. Shoot, I forgot about that. I've canceled way more comedy shows than I've wanted to. Yeah, but you know what? I've I'll say I've never had to cancel a show because something I've done.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, yo, it's not enough audience, or I booked the wrong date or something like that. It's never been nothing to me. It was always something the venue has done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Ooh,
it's
that's,
like I said, for me, it's one of the worst things that happened to me in comedy because it's frustrating. Because I don't love hosting. I don't love promoting, producing shows. You know what I mean? Like
mm-mm.
when things happen in stand up comedy, I can take it with a grain of salt, run with it. It's cool because that's what I love to do. But like when producing shows goes wrong, I'll be mad.
Mm. You're on a producing wave for like a bit during the summer.
Listen, dog, I'll probably produce shows again. Like
Yeah. I feel
I
like you're
do
good at
this
them.
stuff.
You've put together good shows.
Oh, thank you, Kirk. Appreciate that.
Oh.
I just take these breaks. I take these breaks sometimes, and right now I'm just not in the producer mode. I'm in the grow my set mode. That's really what I'm focused on. So
Yeah.
it's like, nah, not right now. You know. So
What do you do in those situations and when times that you've had to cancel shows? How do you correspond that with the comics and what sort of reactions have you gotten?
comments are usually cool because, like I said, most of the time it's not me. You know what I mean? So it's nothing that I did or that so they're not mad at me. You know, so it's like I just send a text message, call them, like, yo, this would happen. Tell them the truth. You know what I mean? And we usually good.
Hmm.
You know, so it's
No
cool
one
though.
ever acts out though. No one
Nah,
ever
and
really tries to.
I would normally try to like book them the next time, but most of the time I already got the show booked for the next show.
Oh.
So I maybe try to spread it around two or three different times.
Hmm. I, actually, this is it's a little bit adjacent to this. And I'm curious your take on it if you've ever had to experience this. You ever you ever there's sometimes beefs in comedy. Beefs in comedy, particularly with bookers for some reason. Who would have thought? But have you ever had it where a booker that is maybe beefing with a booker that typically books you? Like you have one booker that has booked you quite often, and then the competing booker reaches out to you and tries to book you for something. Do you have any allegiance towards that first booker, or do you just see them all as opportunities to perform?
I don't have allegiance to none of these people.
Uh,
I only got allegiance to myself. Like,
yeah.
what? No, I'm not. No, I ain't signed no contracts with nobody. I ain't got nothing to do with y'all beef. I just tell jokes. I ain't got nothing to do with this. I've done that before. Like I've done shows with producers that don't like another producer, and they will talk about the other producers that I'm going to go see next week, and then they talk about him too.
I know
That listen,
it could be uncomfortable sometimes. Of like very much like there was a time where a producer reached out to me and like the pitch for the show was very much based on being anti the other booker. And I had to make it clear of like, hey, I'm game to do this. I just want to make it clear like I'm not doing it for those purposes. So like if you need me to be on show, that's great. I'd like to do it, but I'm not rocking out with the whole like it just felt very much a little bit like they wanted me to be on board of like, hey, anti this person, we're doing this to spite them. And I was like, it's just I didn't really care for that part so much. But you're right though, like I'm the same. Like I feel like I don't really have like an allegiance. Like I'm performing. So it's like, all right, here's a space. I'm doing that. Hopefully both ends can see that. Just don't wrap me up into the whole like, oh well, this person's on my side now. I'm not. I'm not on the side.
what I realized, like, a lot of times I'll be like, this job is kind of like, you ever have a job where it feels like everybody's gossiping, everybody seems like high school,
Yes.
or when what I realized, that's just what it is. That's just people. It's not like, oh, this reminds me of high school. It's like, no, this just reminds you of people.
Yeah.
People are going to be petty. People are going to beef with. This is what people do. It's just up to us to not get involved with that. Like, I am just a comedian. I don't really like most people that book me anyway. Like, I wouldn't like. All right, what I mean is, I like them. My hair looks wild. Like, I like them. I like them comedy wise. They're good people, cool. But a lot of the people in comedy, comedians, bookers, a lot of people, y'all not coming over my house. We're not
Yeah.
hanging out together. We're not going out for drinks. That's what
Mm.
I mean. Like, y'all
Yeah.
cool here, but we not. Why are you telling me about your beefs? I'm not your bro. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, we
Some people
cool.
latch on. I think it's it also there's certain personalities, whether they see you on stage or just like they enjoy your presence sort of thing. People, I feel like women get this a lot. People will share details of their life with you unsolicited, which I feel like that happens a lot with women, from what I gather when I speak with them. Like, it's people just tell them things, and I feel like bookers can be like that often too. Of like, all right, well, I'm gonna unload all of this on you, and I don't know if they maybe think that you're willing to listen, or maybe they just don't care. They just want to tell someone. But I've definitely run into those situations with bookers before, where it's just like, all right, I guess I'm here. Sorry to hear that, but I'm not going to contribute to it, but I could be a listening ear, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah, no, man. I think the women get a lot of the pillow talk because guys is trying to, guys trying to get down. Yeah, you know what they trying to do. So
Yeah.
yeah, they want to. Oh, let me tell you. Let me talk to you. Let me talk. A lot of guys don't know what to say to women, so they just gossip. Don't be
That's a
known.
fun move right there. That's a fun move. Like, oh, I'm not too sure what to do. Let me. This will make it me seem more enticing if I just gossip about another booker to this lady person right here.
Yeah, man. People are messy and petty, and you're not gonna escape it just because we're doing comedy, bro. It's not gonna happen. And also I do want to say this. I probably shouldn't say it, but I'm gonna say it. White female comedians have way more sex with comedians than black female comedians do.
Really
Hey,
interesting.
bro, me and a homie was talking about this yesterday, and I want to hear your take on it.
Okay.
Because like me personally, I'm in a relationship. Even before I was in a committed relationship, I didn't deal with comedian women. I just
Yeah.
yeah, that's coworker type stuff. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Um, but I know a lot of black comedians that have jokes about and have said to me like, I don't mess with comedians. Like, ew.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard a white woman say that.
I feel like from like proximity of being in this area too, like it's a lot of like white comics, like white lady comics. I think yeah, there's I never seen a distinction of like between bookers and comics. Like I think like a lot of them just like will hook up with people that they know in the scene sort of thing.
Black women don't. A lot of I'm telling you, look. So this is something I'm telling you. I thought about this. I wouldn't say it if I didn't.
mm,
A lot of black comedians, women, they'll tell you. I've talked to them about stuff not even about, and we got to the point where they're like, I wouldn't date no comedian. Ew. Like
yeah,
multiple black women, but I can't. I've never talked to a white woman. Like I know a lot of white women that talk about their boyfriend who is a comedian.
right. No.
There's not a
All,
lot of black women that are in relationships with comedians. I'm telling you, that are black female comedians that are in relationships with
there's literally only one example I can think of. Literally only one.
somebody famous or somebody you know.
Someone we both know. Like they're a
Okay.
couple. Yeah.
All right, this one.
Yeah. But that's literally that's what I'm saying. Like I don't really I that's what I think one thing that is a bit of a hindrance of being doing a lot of comedy out here in the city. You see like more black lady comics, but I don't really like know them on like a friendship level or like talk in terms of like beyond just like, oh, we're like, I've known a few where it's like, oh, we're cool, but we don't really like
Have you
have
ever
conversations.
have you ever heard their set and heard them talk about having sex with a white? Well, not a white. I'm sorry, with a
With a
comedian.
comic, no. Yeah.
No,
In fact, I've heard a few make jokes about
right,
not doing that. Yeah. So
right.
I think there is truth to that in that way. I'm not surprised by it. But yeah, I do see that as well. Like I kind of like coworker thing. I guess it depends. Like I've definitely pursued like comics before that like I've been interested in. But I don't know, to an extent, like it has to be someone that like I feel like oh I'd like you as a person sort of thing versus like, oh, you talked about this on stage.
Yeah,
Like it's so less so that, but
yeah.
I may have white lady syndrome in that way. Like that's in my
I,
life, I'd be like, oh, that won't stop me. That's yeah, I just see you as another person.
yeah, I thought it was funny because you know what they say, white people have sex with whoever's closest to them. Yeah, I mean, so they just
Is that what they say?
yeah, isn't that what Chappelle said? Chappelle said that when it came to Bill Clinton, it was like white guys just want to have sex with whoever's close to them. Like,
Oh, man.
so I think it's the same. I think it's the same for white women too. Like, I think that white women just like, well, you put it right there, just like this. You've seen this Good Morning America situation?
I did see this. Yeah, it's like the co-anchors. The dude, I think he's black, right? The dude, it's like
Yeah,
black
he's black.
dude.
He's black. He's black. Yeah.
I don't know their names. The white woman. I guess like they're both married. That's the thing with that one, which is I don't know if they've been like separated or whatever, but I guess that's the people. I There's a headline of like outrage at behind the scenes because they want them fired. I'm like, how many people are actually outraged? I don't know their situation like that, but I guess it's pretty wild to have an affair with your coworker and you're presenting the morning news.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking about this too. Yo, I love doing this podcast. First of all, I love
Hmm.
doing this podcast because I get to think.
It's this is the think tank. This
Like I get to say the things that I think about. Bro, you don't understand how my brain works. Like every day I'm thinking wild stuff. And I said all that and forgot my thought.
nah,
Forgot what I was going to say.
sometimes that happens. I
Ah, I
will
forgot.
I will share some of my thoughts on it. Maybe that'll jog you on it.
Okay.
So I heard that they
Oh,
were
I got
back
it.
on air. Yeah, so they were back on air yesterday, and they like mildly addressed it somewhat. Before you keep your thought in mind, do you think that they should be removed or placed into separate news channels or different news shows rather?
What? This is hella ratings. Like, no.
Uh,
It should be prime time. What?
uh, it's
They, this is money right here. You capitalize. If they're okay with it, what do we like? This okay? Look, my thought is a part of this. This all this toxic cheating and scandals. We love it. Like we love it. Like I love it. I don't like when I'm involved in it, but I love it.
really
Like keep them on TV, bro. Like they're going. I feel sorry for the spouses, right? Because they got to go through this. They're probably going through it right now because it doesn't seem like people are like sad. They're like, oh, this is cool. They're cute. They're funny. It's right in their faces. So
yeah.
I can understand how the spouses are probably like, no, this is messed up. So I wish they, get their divorce, get their alimony and all that.
Maybe they date each other. Maybe that could be the next move.
Right. That'd be fire. Honestly, that'd be fire. That'd be a hell of a show to watch. But yeah, I think that they need to divorce them, move on, and just this is great TV, bro. Like
Oh,
I love the drama. Like even with the when the Celtics coach cheated on Nia Long,
oh yeah.
like it was in the news for a while. We love this drama. Like we love it. Like it's just we can't get enough.
Love or we're captivated.
If you're very, very, very captivated by something, you want to keep getting captivated. It's like love. It's like love.
Hmm.
It's
I
not
was
like love.
watching. I would different. I did variations of. I guess that's such a subjective thing. Like, what is love? That's
What is
the swan
love?
is love. Like that's it's love all over the place. Um, yeah, I would say I would agree. Like, definitely, it catches the eye. Catches the eye. I think I don't know. Just so much of it around in general that it could sometimes feel like not even like captivating. It's just like it's almost like when you constantly hear a song over and over again, and it's just like, all right, well, I know it's a song. I know it's a song that's like stuck in my head, but it'd be nice to hear something else highlighted because it feels like this is just kind of having effect on my musical mind and such. That may not be the best analogy, but um, But yeah, I would agree though. It is on the more captivating side, and I imagine it's very big for the ratings. I may tune in on Monday. We shall see.
I think they had a show. They had a show after that
They
when
had
it
it
came
on.
on.
Yeah, they had a show last yesterday where they like slightly acknowledged it. I saw like a little clip of it, but they didn't like talk about it. They weren't like, oh, and he likes this flavored condom. Like it wasn't anything like that. And he was like, "What are you talking about? We don't use condoms." And they high fived.
Why,
So
why,
that's
why would he enjoy a flavored condom if he's the one wearing it?
he's a wild guy. He's a wild guy. He had a rib removed. That's
Yeah, is Marilyn Manson on Good Morning America now?
yeah. That's might as well be with all this sin going on in the morning. Might as well.
Oh, oh, that's so good, bro.
It's ridiculous.
Gotta love it.
Um, yeah,
Oh
man.
man, I think we do we have any other topics? Or we
I don't
about
know
it?
if I don't know if you have like the list up.
Yeah, I
Uh,
got those. We did cover those four. I did want to talk about Jerry Jones canceling shows, shopping, gifts, Spotify. I had Kanye on the back burner.
I did kind of back burner as well. I was like, I'm not putting him on the list because I know it's just going to come up inevitably. But hopefully,
Kanye
it
come
doesn't come up. That's also fine.
Kanye come up in our episodes just as much as producer Pat.
If we had a like a podcast wrap up in terms of topics that we talk about, Kanye is number one. Kanye is absolutely number one on our wrap up for podcast.
All right. Obviously, it's not Kanye be number one for wrap up. Who will be number two? What will be number two?
Comedy. I mean, Kanye would
Okay,
probably
okay.
comedy first and Kanye too, but like it'd be rules of open mics. I feel like would be number two. Like open mic etiquette. Three. Actually, no. Sorry, open mic etiquette three. I feel like second would be material structure. Like I feel like we talk about that a lot, like how to build off comedy. We are kind of instructional in a lot of ways when it comes to this.
Yeah, no, we are. I like it. I like the like this is a good podcast for people that are in tune with culture, comedy, learning,
Yeah,
blackness. Oh yeah, I think we do a lot there, man. Especially with the comedy, man. I read a post today. Oh look, I wanna I'm probably not gonna find it in time, but I'll sum it up and say like a guy posted on Facebook. He's done two comedy albums, right?
Hmm.
Can you hear that? Can you hear
I do hear that.
that?
Is that like someone slamming a symbol together, like a toy symbol?
That's the radiator
Well, you got some heat going. That's good.
in the building when they come on, like they make that noise or whatever. But
That's relaxing. That's like, oh, good. I'm about to feel warmth. That's what I would
right,
associate that with.
right. So the guy said that he was like, I got two comedy albums, and what he said spoke to me because I'm where he's at. I don't have any comedy albums, but he has two comedy albums, and now he's back to where he's been before, where he's trying to build his set. Right.
Mm.
And I was like, ooh, tell me more because I feel like I'm there where I do this thing where I just stop telling jokes. Like
What do you mean?
I'd be like, that joke's old.
Oh,
Like,
stop telling jokes that you've done. I see.
right. Not like be in the middle of a joke and be like, all right, that's enough of that. No,
I was like, yo, shout out to Joey Tepedino real quick.
right. But I have a bunch of pandemic jokes that I wrote over the pandemic that worked on the pandemic. They worked on Zoom, they worked on outdoor comedy shows, all that.
Mm.
But I feel like we beyond that, like we're past the pandemic, that stage of the pandemic. Like why am I talking about the CDC? You know what I mean? It's
I
like
know. The audience could feel it too. Like the audience could like, I mean, who knows? Maybe a lot of times they could be unaware, but for me, whenever I'm telling a joke that I feel is kind of stale, I feel as if they know that it's stale.
yeah,
It's almost like when you're lying. Like, and it depends for some people. Like if you're lying, you almost sense like, oh, they probably have an idea that I'm lying, sort of thing. That's I don't know if you feel that with yours, but
yeah. It's that they know I'm not excited about it.
yeah, the enthusiasm around it.
I'm not excited about it. So the guy made a good point though, because I do this. I sabotage myself to get better. Meaning, I'll stop telling good jokes. I'll stop telling my closers to write a closer, write a new closer, write more jokes to get better and better and better. So, what happens is, you don't be at that level you have been.
Mm.
It's like those jokes I was telling last year. I've been telling for years.
Yeah.
The jokes I'm telling tonight at my show, Some I wrote this week.
Yeah.
So it's like no, there's no substitute for time. So it's like I gotta do this, but I gotta be here in this space in order to grow. I gotta be uncomfortable in order to get to wherever the hell I'm going. You know what I mean?
Are you excited about the new bits? Like, even if they're not as developed as they can be with time, are you excited about them? Or are there some where it's just like, I'm trying them out for the sake of trying something new?
I love it. I I feel like I'm in this bag. I'm in a pocket right now where I was thinking about if I had a comedy special about the new jokes I'm writing, I would probably call it white people.
Wipe
And I would spell it how I spell it. You know how I spell it, like
the
light.
H.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would spell it
Wait, what am
out.
I talking about? White has H in it. My
No,
bad.
you know what I mean. WHIGHT. Like
Okay.
that white, like the word light, right, white.
Right.
I spell like that because Mark Zuckerberg will put you on Facebook jail if you don't. Right.
Is
So
that why people do that? I didn't realize that was the case.
yeah,
Oh, that makes sense.
you could say nigga 1,000 times, but you say I'm a punch a white person. They go, yeah, count for 30 days. Uh,
Is that one of your posts? I know it's not one of your posts, but it's funny.
sort of kind of. So one time I said, I got reported. I said that if I lose a game of basketball to a white guy, I'm a punch him and rob him. Like
What did Facebook say about this? What was their response?
it was hate speech, or it was like they were like inflicting violence. I'm like, come on, man. Like, it's funny. Like, come on, I'm black. If I lose to a game of ball to a white guy, something has to happen to that guy. Like, I can't go back home. That'd be like getting beat up by a white guy. I can't let that slide.
Yeah, this is active hate speech. I get the context. I love the idea of like explaining that to the Facebook algorithm. Like, well, just the dynamic of what we know with the trope of like black and white. If I were to lose a game historically known to be better for black people to a white person, I'd have to punch him in the face.
I'd have to whip his ass. You get it, Zuck? You get it?
I think he would. He would.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at. I'm at this space. Look, we ain't got a bunch of time. I want to tell you this real quick. I used to be at this space where I would just say what the first thing that comes to my mind is. I would write jokes, and a lot of my jokes are about white people, how I see them, because that's a lot of the majority of people in the world in America. The majority of people in America are white, and I be having a lot of beef with some of the shit they do. So naturally, a lot of my jokes come from the vein of making fun of white people. I've had a white comedian say to me, "All your jokes are about making fun of white people, right?" So I was like, "So
That's not
look,
how Kyle Neff sounds like, man."
I'll tell you who it was too after this. But um, I was like, you know what? I think all my jokes are about white people. Maybe I should try to like, write different things. So for a while, I was like, I'll be conscious and be like, is this joke about race? Let me make jokes that aren't about race. I no longer think like that. I'm going to joke about what I want to joke about. The first thing that comes to my mind, I don't care who likes it. It's funny. Like yesterday, I came up with a whole new premise. It's about a trope that we all know about white people crossing the street when they see a black person. I
Oh yeah,
think
okay, all right.
I
I
think
thought of
that's
them as chickens for some reason. That's all.
no,
I
this
that
this
one.
the whole white. So it's like the joke. The premise is I don't understand why white people cross the street when they see black people, because like if we wanted to catch you, that street isn't going to stop us. It's not like we're like, oh no, asphalt. You're lucky. No, like if we want you, we gonna come get you. So crossing the street is pointless. You might want to stay here and get beat up without taking extra steps.
That is funny.
I mean, so it's like, but that's where a lot of my jokes are coming from recently, and it's like, yo, I'm not shying away from it no more, bro. I'm just gonna talk about what comes to my mind, like,
Yeah.
and just take. So I am enjoying this newfound freedom of, like, I was thinking about a lot of my jokes before were like about my mom and my upbringing. Bro, what's up with today? What's going on right now? What you see today? And like, I've been in that vein recently, so it's a lot more. Yeah, it's my shit different right now. I like where I'm at right now. And
You're speaking your mind. You're on that Kanye wave. You're,
no,
you're not letting society bring you down. You're
no,
talking about what's on top of mind.
My last name is Massenburg. I am not like Kanye. My ancestors are probably
Kirk
Jewish.
Alan West. That's why
No,
I'm on.
my people were probably Jewish back in the day. I don't know.
Yeah, that's. I thought I was part Jewish. I was looking forward to it. It turns out when I did the DNA thing, because it was a whole thing of like my grandfather, he was like part Jewish, and I was like, oh, that's kind of. I'm familiar with like some Jewish culture, and they make good movies and all that. Not Jewish. I'm 22% Nigerian. That's cool. And then
Nice.
it's like Nigerian, Cameroon, Africa, then the Indian side, and then just a bunch of other stuff. But
Yeah.
no Jew,
No Jew.
no Jew.
Cool. You sound like Kanye.
Yeah,
That's you.
that's me tapping into Kanye right there. Chris Pat, if we could edit that out, that's
That's
just
the only clip I'm posting. I'm posting that in my
that's
story. Just you. No Jew.
no Jew. It's been a great episode of Proper Body. that's
That's the title. No Jews.
Chris Pat. Don't make note of that.
That's so silly. Yeah.
That's why, Mom.
I also too. I found out last week. I found out that my grandmother on my dad's side, my grandmother, her great grandmother, came straight off the boat from England.
Oh,
I found that out.
okay. Yeah. So you got a
Yeah.
so black lady from England.
No, white lady from England. So
Oh,
my grandmom's, my grandmom's, is it great or grandma was white. You know what I mean? Like
you have a great Mima, great white Mima sort of thing.
somewhere I have a papa.
A papa. Yeah, that's yeah, I guess that could happen. Yeah, that's there's the mixing of the races. Just kind of a ridiculous concept of like it's a ridiculous concept to try to like break down like, oh yeah, well, the races have been mixed and no, this is what I look like now because of that.
They said in by 2020, was it 2040? Every kid's gonna look like one of Nick Cannon's kids.
Oh yeah, for which reason? That's
Because he
he has a
populated
direct
everybody.
influence in that.
Yeah.
What sort of shows you got lined up?
Tonight, yo, I got Bob Sumner show, man. Bob Sumner show in Willingboro, New Jersey, man. Bob Sumner is the co-producer, co-creator of Def Comedy Jam.
Nice.
Love these shows, man. Like this dude has influenced my life. He don't even know it. Like
Yeah.
I know every single word from every single comic from Def Comedy Jam. Like I watched them religiously as a teenager. So like,
So I, without giving anything away, I think this is one of the shows you had mentioned last time. Once we got off the air.
yeah,
Oh, nice, man.
yeah. So get my little 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying we good. My man Marshall Brandon hosting. So
Nice.
we'll have a good time, man. Yeah. So
Nice, man. Nice.
what about you? What you got going on?
Actually, with producer Pat, he has a show together in a barbershop. Uh, Pat, correct me if I'm mistaken, but I believe it's on December 18th.
Yeah.
In Reading. Looking forward to that one. That one's gonna be cool. Lemare Lee, John Montag, and then Mickey's Black Box Theater in Lidditz, December 30th, which is going to be a cool show, headlined by David James. So that's going to be nice. I'm always excited to see him perform. So those are two big ones. And there's like a corporate one coming up. I haven't done a corporate gig in a while, so a corporate gig in Reading for a group of it's like software designers for a construction company. So if anyone has any construction company behind the scenes content that I could maybe use as a jumping pad, keep that in mind. But yeah, other than that, man, I'm chilling. Be working on my spells. It's been my favorite move. It's such a good move. Yeah.
That is hilarious that you keep putting it in your sleeve.
I was like, I don't think he was able to pick up on that. I did it like underneath the table.
No, I had no
I did it
idea.
like 2 times so far. Yeah, man. I haven't been able to whip out the wand trick. This is the first time I've been able to perform it for a person, so it's pretty happy about it.
That is hilarious.
Real quick, before we dip out, I want to give a quick shout out to Susie Sowell, artist in Bethlehem. Your boy was hosting the Turkey Jam on Thanksgiving Eve, and they had a raffle. And this is one of the artists there that was just like painting their stuff. Was able to. I didn't win the raffle. I did announce it though. I did one of those things, announcing the raffle at the end of the set. But yeah, she has really cool stuff, and I'm looking for a white frame to put this in, a white or pink frame perhaps. But I dig it. So check her out.
You should get a baby blue frame.
Baby blue. That could be cool. I'm looking for just like a thick frame to go around with it. And yeah, baby blue, that actually may work, but
Mr. Pat said you want to get a Caucasian frame.
a Caucasian American frame. Oh goodness, that's wild, man. But thank you for listening to Proper Ebonics. For those out here listening, all that stuff. May the spells be with you and all that. And yeah, make sure to do all the things: the liking, subscribing, and being kind to your mail person.
Facts.
Mm.
Don't steal packages.
Yeah, please don't do that. It's very inconvenient for everyone around. Just don't do that.